Hi, I'm Paul, Business Optimization and Growth Accelerant. I give Vadoo a 5 out of 5. For more reviews like this, click below. When considering Vadoo, we looked at other options, and amongst them were Wistia, Vimeo Pro, which we were already using, and Publicio. I can never know if I pronounced that one correct, but Publicio is a new one. And we're looking for something which would replace simple YouTube or Vimeo hosting. And it's unlike most people, I guess. I'm a bit of a technology hoarder. We grab all sorts of technology and we try it out. And Vadoo really came up trumps when we looked at functionality, especially for an early stage company, versus price and all the rest of it. Wistia was just way out of the price range. Yeah, they're a great product and all the rest of it, but the functionality they offered wasn't necessarily that dramatically much more than what we were already seeing with Vadoo and what we expected them to do. Vimeo Pro, yeah, been there for a long time, but quite frankly, we felt that Vadoo was pretty much on their chomping at their heels already, and the customer support from Vadoo and the responsiveness from them, especially in the FB group, when you have some suggestions, they're like, yeah, okay, we'll get on it, we'll go and do it, and so Publicio, yeah, another startup basically, and they just didn't appeal. So it came down to those final three plus Vadoo, and Vadoo won. So the main reasons we chose Vadoo was I don't usually like one-stop shops when I'm buying technology, because they have a tendency to lock you into stuff and not work all that well. And when they don't work that well, customer service doesn't really come to the party. Vadoo, however, had already a bunch of stuff in there and it seemed to work. We were looking for something initially just for video hosting, but then you can upload your audio files. So when we suggested, listen, we'd love to be able to use Vadoo not just for the video video podcast, but also the audio podcast. They're like, yeah, cool, we'll go and do that. And they went and implemented that all in one go. In fact, they just recently released that as a beta of the podcasting capability. So for us, it was a question of, what can we do with this thing? How many things can we replace this with this one solution? And remember, I said, I'm a guy who doesn't choose technology necessarily when it's a one-stop shop solution. It's just this one seems to work. It has the functionality we're looking for, and they're very, very responsive. All over, big ticks, customer service, functionality, price, it all just worked. So we've replaced Vimeo Pro. We're now in the process of moving the major podcasts across, and there are 3 more to move across once we've done that. I think the biggest hiccup for us with Vadoo is not going to be Vadoo. It's going to be when we get these podcasts across, we're going to have to go and get the feeds re-registered with all the major syndicators like Google Play and iTunes, that sort of stuff. But yeah, love. As I said, you combine price, you combine functionality, and you combine customer support. And quite frankly, it's the customer support which really nails it, because people really don't give a rat's what you do. Why you do it gets you through the door, but how you do stuff, the experience you give your customers is decisive in terms of when they stick with you, when they come back, when they tell people to come back and try you as well. And so far, brilliant. Can't speak highly enough of everything they've done, and that really clinched it for us. One of my big bugbears with technology is integration. You buy a new piece of technology, whether it's a SaaS or whatever it is, and you got to make it work with everything else you have. So it's sort of one of the key decision points when buying something. And I have to say, when we first looked at Vadoo, we're looking at how do we get videos in, how do we get videos out, what else can we use with it, and everything seemed to tick the box again. But in practical terms, what do you want to do with videos? You want to put them on your website, you want to put them on social, you want to have maybe landing pages and metrics and all that sort of stuff. And when we started to put these videos into our website, I was surprised, because most websites, what they do is they say, put a video on here and just chuck your YouTube or your Vimeo URL in there, and Bob's your uncle. And if you have to go to that iframe manual iframe integration, then quite often the video players don't work. Now, Vadoo has its own video player. I'll be honest, we don't use their video player on our website. We use it on their landing page, the landing page on our environment. But on our website, what we do is we take the embed code and we strip out the iframe, we chuck it in, and it works seamlessly. We've tried that with other solutions, and it just becomes a complete dog's breakfast. So, what we have is we have a WordPress website. We're using a particular builder for that. I won't mention them, but it just works seamlessly. We chuck the iframe code in there, and boom, up it comes beautifully. The other thing I like about it is that Vadoo offers domain level security. So, like the big boys, you want to secure your videos, you can lock it down so people can't go and embed them if you don't want them embedded. It's also quite challenging to be able to extract the video from your website unless you know what you're doing. I mean, listen, even Wistia, if you want to grab a Wistia video from someone's website, you can go and do it. You just need to know how. The same as with Vadoo, but there is a great amount of security around it if that's something that really appeals to you. But integration just works so seamlessly and effortlessly. I was seriously impressed. So if you're looking at Vadoo as a possible option for your video hosting, then just on that alone, it is an absolute one hand, it's an absolute bargain number, and that may not be a decisive factor for you. But two, it offers the functionality that I would say 90+% of people will need right now. In other words, it offers it right now, and they are continuing to grow it. One of the things I look at with any technology solution is what is the total cost of ownership. Now, back in the day, when you'd buy client server solutions and things like that, you'd have to, or you're buying network equipment or whatever it is you're buying, you'd have to look at the total cost of ownership. And it's a concept that most people don't get. What it means is it's not just the acquisition of any piece of technology, hardware or software, in this case, obviously a software as a service platform. It's what does it cost you to purchase the service? What does it cost you to maintain that service? Because you need to configure it, and when they release new updates, you need to go and look at it. And what does it cost you to integrate that service and keep it running? And a lot of people say, but SaaS, you just turn the key instead of forget it. Well, actually, you don't. But if you do, good luck to you. But look at the total cost of ownership of the products or services you're considering right now, and then line them up one by one against Vadoo. Make a spreadsheet. And I'm pretty anal about this sort of stuff, and I'll do it really quickly, but make a spreadsheet and look at your total cost. And when you do that, cost versus functionality, cost versus customer service, cost just on its own. When you do that, you're going to come, I believe at least, you're going to come to the same conclusion, whether you're a small business, a solo entrepreneur, a mid-sized business, or a big corporate even, this thing is enterprise ready. When you do that, you're going to come, I believe, to the same conclusion that I did and we did at our company, and that is that this thing is something for now. It's not necessarily an investment just for the future. Wait and see what happens. Go and do it now.